Okay, now I gotta read this. I'm sorry, I have to read this. The NBA had recommend boosters further vaccination based on COVID-19 study findings. This is how good homework is supposed to be. When you're doing all your stat studying upon players and leagues and players, this is how it's done. Come on, bruh.
Here's another point behind that, what you're saying. When you're doing stat studies, that's part of your homework.
Correct.
When you are needing to do homework on other things, this is also the way to do it. And it's simply called reading. Mm-hmm. Quit trying to go out and reproduce research that has already been done when all you need to do is read. Go ahead.
I got an analogy, but I'll share that in a minute when I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. So the NBA has completed a study with infectious disease specialists and testing manufacturers on the preseason antibody test results of 2,300 players and staff, citing further evidence of a need for booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines for league personnel, according to a copy of the study findings obtained by ESPN. The NBA study found Moderna and Pfizer vaccines created higher levels of antibodies compared to Johnson & Johnson and detailed the decline of antibodies over time. The NBA wanted to understand the effectiveness of different vaccines and what different levels of antibodies might mean for risk of infection.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there before you continue. Ladies and gentlemen, homework.
Did not tell you that this is the perfect way of doing homework?
That is how you do homework.
That's how you do
bullshitting. Quit talking so much and do your homework.
Do your homework. I ain't done yet.
Oh,
hold on, I ain't done. The NBA is aware of 34 cases of fully vaccinated players or team staff becoming infected with a breakthrough case of COVID-19 through November 19th, including 31 that had detectable levels of antibodies significantly lower than those observed in the remaining testing population. According to the report, 3 of the 34 infections happened with not detected antibody levels, the study said. Now, I mentioned 95%. I was wrong. The NBA has a 97% vaccination rate among its players, the league says. The NBA is using the findings of the report to encourage eligible players to follow the previous NBA/NBPA recommendation of getting a booster shot. And team doctors are expected to use these results to educate players on the importance of additional vaccination protection. Within the 2,388 people tested in the preseason, 75 produced not detected results, including 11% who had received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That percentage was considerably higher than those who received the Pfizer, 1%, and Moderna, 0.2%. Those results suggest that those received the J&J vaccine at least 2 months ago or a second dose of Pfizer or Moderna at least 6 months ago are at increased risk of breakthrough infections.
First off, that just showed true leadership, not just on the NBA side, but also on the NFL side. If the NBA and the NFL are so willing to do these studies to further educate players on the importance of getting a vaccine and a booster shot, why is it that us, as people that wants to be entertained, cannot take that step to do that for our own personal lives? That kills me. We should be taking these steps the NBA and the NFL is doing and educating other players about the vaccine and the boosters. There's information out there people just absolutely refuse to read because they're too damn lazy. Stop it. Read your information. Do your homework.
I agree. So I got an analogy, and I'm going to use it in a sports term. Okay. This is now when a lot of people say that people are vaccinated, but they're still getting COVID, and people not vaccinated are still getting COVID regardless. So either way, you're still going to get COVID. Let's look at it this way. You're watching the football game, right? Imagine this. You're watching the football game. Quarterback hikes the ball. The play goes. Flag throws. The play continues. It could be an interception or a tackle or a fumble. Another flag throws. 2 flags has been thrown at this point, okay? Now, referee gets on the mic and says this. There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense. That penalty is declined. Holding, defense. That penalty is declined. So that means it offsets. We're going to replay the down. That's exactly how it is when it comes to COVID. When people are vaccinated, we are catching COVID because idiots that don't want to get vaccinated, we're going to get it. We're not going to get the actual real bad effects versus the anti-vax people, but we're going to get it anyway, so it offsets. It doesn't necessarily waste our time, but it kills us because we are doing our part, just like the NFL is, by the offense protecting their game on the side and the defense protecting by theirs. So it offsets.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
Mm-mm. Oh, no. Nowhere near it.
Anybody that watches football know damn well this is exactly what we're dealing with when it comes down to COVID. When you hear the word offset, it cancels each other out.
And I don't want to hear anti-vaxxers saying it's finally over because it was a fluke. No, it was just because enough people had enough sense to go get a shot and a booster because you didn't want to do it.
Let me tell you what helped that. When they finally got doses approved for kids, everybody jumped on it. I went to Kroger the other day. You remember where we got ours at the Speedway track?
Yep.
Right across the street from the track?
Yep.
That was packed. It wasn't even for the adults. It was all for kids. I'm just saying.
I'm glad that that's happened. Okay, and I'm glad that it happened. But why didn't the adults do this?
Bruh. That's the adults think they know better. They think they know everything. They think they know everything. They ain't got to get involved with it. Oh, I'm going to do my own research. What research are you going to do? We going to do Google searching?
Exactly. What are you going to do to prove with your own research that you ain't going to do because it takes a lot more research and information than you think that it would to be able to complete your research. Research takes years. If you just sit down and take a few minutes to read, then you might have your answer right then.
That's their job. You leave that up to them. Even if you don't believe them, that's still their job at the end of the day. It's not yours. It's not yours. If you felt for every time that somebody takes a flu shot, everybody believes in that, people will be in line to take a flu shot in a minute because they know it works. They know it works. Why are you looking at the vaccine the same way for COVID? It's ridiculous.
We had a narcissistic in the office that kind of changed that for everybody. So
this is why we're having a whole bunch of more issues with COVID. And now we're having this new thing coming out with, in addition to COVID. We're in a dead loose spot because people don't want to protect other people. And people don't want to protect other people.
Right.
And when people do protect other people, they don't want to protect other people. Right. Can't win. We can't win.
Right. Can't win.
Can't win.